Hello, Jacqueline. Thank
Hey,
you for
Audrey.
hello. Thank you for accepting this invite. I have three questions for you today. My first question for you is, how are senior living operators tracking metrics today, and which tools are most common?
That's a great question. I'd like to share a story, which I think illustrates what a lot of providers do. And this story is of a national provider who was looking for a way to evaluate their EDs and GMs. And what they landed on is three things, three metrics that they're tracking. And we can also talk about the tools that they use. So this operator wanted to make sure that, number one, they're tracking financials. So that is 50% of the evaluation, which leads to bonus. 25% is employee happiness, and 25% is customer happiness, residents and family members. So those three, I think, are very common metrics that people track. In terms of the tools used, for the first one, financials, the most common tools that we see are Yardi and JD Edwards. We see QuickBooks in some of the smaller operators, but any way that you can get EBITDA and occupancy, it works, and a lot of tools are used. In terms of employee happiness and customer happiness, I hate to say this, but we're the dominant tool at this point. We have almost 5,000 senior care locations using Activated Insights as a tool to track employee and customer happiness.
Okay, that's great. That's really impressive. So I hear actually that there's a lot of data that can be collected, financials, employee happiness, and customer happiness. Now, my second question then also is, what are the specific benefits of deploying a data strategy?
That's an excellent question. And let's go back to that operator where we were starting to tell their story in the first question. What that operator wanted to do is figure out, what is the ROI of investing in data? And with them, we did a study of 150 communities and found that it came down to mission and margin. So number one, mission, they were meeting their mission of providing quality of life to seniors in a better way, right? By using data, you can see where there are gaps and where it's not as high in terms of the consistently high experience you may want. That operator also looked at margin. So we looked at EBITDA across their 150 communities and found that there is a difference of almost $250,000 per year per community. And when you use an 8% cap rate for senior living, it comes to about $3 million of value at a property level. So very much you have mission of providing wonderful lives and quality of life for seniors, as well as margin, which comes to EBITDA and values of the properties.
Okay, great. So the combination of both, the benefits are really mission and margin. But then my third question is, what are possible common obstacles for senior living operators to deploy then this data strategy?
Yeah, that is the killer question, isn't it? So there are a couple that come to mind. The first is the lack of a data warehouse. And the second is the lack of skill sets in talent that many operators have. This is what we hear most common. However, let's go back to that story of the operator that I've been sharing. That operator realized that they don't have a common data warehouse. They put in some BI tools through Microsoft to try to get that. However, it's not perfect. But that operator also realized that they wanted to use data. So they searched around, and they're in the New England area. They searched around and found an expert in data to bring onto the team. It is an investment by this operator, but it has paid back in mission and margin for them.
Okay, so just to recap then, common obstacles are most of all the data warehouse, which is maybe not there, and then the lack of skill sets. But we really discuss the benefits to have actually to deploy a data strategy.
Correct. Yeah, we hear those as obstacles. However, my point is they shouldn't be.
No.
We work with operators all the time in terms of how to mine their data, how to create some questions using their data and then how to mine it, and then we help with some of the analysis. So it shouldn't be those should not be obstacles.
Okay, perfect. That's very clear. Thank you very much, Jacquelyn, for this conversation, and talk to you soon.
Thanks for inviting me, Audrey.
Bye.